Hello, Sam! And hello, Miss Valorand. This video is going to be my independent reading project for Mockingjay. So, Mockingjay is the third book in the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins. I'm going to briefly summarize the first two books before I start going on with the symbolism in this book. So first I want to say, if you clicked on this video to see an opinion video of Mockingjay, click away right now because there's no opinions included in this video. It's strictly about the theme of the novel. So the first novel, The Hunger Games, starts out with protagonist Katniss Everdeen on Reaping Day. Reaping Day is when children from ages 12 to 18 in each of the 12 districts in this society are chosen as tributes for the Hunger Games. Now this novel is set in a country called Panem. Presumably sometime in the future, Panem is a country that rose out of the ashes of South America and is controlled by a capital and is surrounded by 12 districts. Formerly 13 districts. Now one boy and one girl are chosen from each of the 12 districts as tributes in the Hunger Games, and then they're given loads of publicity and thrown into the arena with the other 23 children to fight to the death until there's one standing. The one standing is the victor of the Hunger Games. In this novel, Katniss' sister Primrose is chosen as a tribute in the Hunger Games, and she's only 12 years old, so everyone in the district is kind of upset that a 12-year-old is going to the Hunger Games. So Katniss volunteers for her sister to be a tribute in the Hunger Games. So the other tribute that's chosen from District 12 is Peeta Mellark. I won't go too much into detail about Peeta Mellark and Katniss' history with him. At the end of the Hunger Games, that Katniss and Peeta threaten to kill themselves if they can't both live. The game maker for the Hunger Games gets all sentimental and says, okay, you can both live, you can both be victors. And that doesn't sit well with the Capitol. And that's all I'm really going to go into with the first book. So in the second book, Catching Fire, Katniss and Peeta have become victors of the Hunger Games. Katniss knows she's not rid of the Hunger Games completely. She'll always be doing publicity, and she'll always be training other tributes, but she thinks that she's rid of the physical Hunger Games going into the arena. She thinks she's completely rid of that. And she actually kind of knows that she's completely rid of that because there's a rule that says victors can't go back into the arena regardless of their age. But the president of the Capitol, President Snow, makes an announcement for the 75th Hunger Games, or the Quarter Quell. Something special is done for each Quarter Quell, something that defines this Hunger Game against all other Hunger Games. President Snow makes the announcement that the tributes from the districts will be chosen from the remaining victors that are left in the district. Since Katniss is the only female victor in the district, that means she basically must go back and compete in the Hunger Games again. I don't really want to tell you much about the goings-on of the Hunger Games and Catching Fire because we'd be here for hours, so I'm going to move on to Mockingjay now. In Mockingjay, District 12 has been completely destroyed. Katniss' home has been completely destroyed, and District 13 was destroyed a long time ago, but all of the residents of District 13 are living underground, under District 13. So this is now where all the residents of District 12 go, is underground under District 13. A sort of rebellion is planned there, and Katniss is named the Mockingjay, or the face of the rebellion. I'm not going to go into the symbolism of the Mockingjay and the history of the Mockingjay in the series, because we'd be here for hours. We'd just be here forever, and no one wants that. So the mission for the rebellion is to take down the Capitol, but Katniss' personal goal is to kill President Snow, who is the president of Panem at the moment. So now that you have a little bit of background on the series, I can talk a little bit about the theme in this novel, the theme that I saw in this novel. The theme that I'd like to talk about is forced maturation. From a very young age, Katniss is sort of forced into maturity. She's forced to act way beyond her years. Her father dies when she's very young, and her mother is too distressed to take care of her or her sister Prim, and she has to kind of become the head of the family. I'm not going to go too much into her life at District 12 because that's more the Hunger Games, and I'm talking about Mockingjay here. But because of being forced into maturity, she feels that she's responsible for everything and everyone she cares about. So, when someone else starts giving the directions, she doesn't really know what to do or how to react, and often tries to take matters into her own hands. We see this at the beginning of the novel in District 13. She's supposed to be on a schedule in District 13, and everyone wants her to be the face of the rebellion, but she doesn't want to be the face of the rebellion, and have everyone always telling her what to do. She takes control of the situation and agrees to be the Mockingjay, but only under certain situations. "Alright," says Coin finally, "but you'd better perform." "I'll perform when you've made the announcement," I say. "Call a National Security Assembly during reflection today," she orders. "I'll make the announcement then. Is there anything left on your list, Katniss?" My paper's crumpled into a ball in my right fist. I flatten the sheet against the table and read the rickety letters. "Just one more thing. I kill Snow." She demands other things as well. Her family gets to keep her cat, her and her friend Gale are allowed to hunt, and that Peeta and the other captured tributes, Johanna and Enobaria, are excused from all punishments and will not die or be punished at all. Before she bestows these conditions, living underground is basically killing her, and she can't be outside hunting ever, and she has to follow a schedule which she doesn't follow at all. And because she knows that President Coin, who's the president of District 13, will basically give her whatever she wants in return for being the Mockingjay, she decides that she can just ask for anything, including killing President Snow. We see an example of this feeling of control over a situation when she is allowed to hunt in the woods of District 13 with Gale. She's not allowed to hunt in the way she'd like. She has to wear a tracker around her ankle, and she can only be gone for a certain amount of time, but she's relieved that she can at least go out hunting. We hunt, like in the old days, silent, needing no words to communicate, because here in the woods we move as two parts of one being, anticipating each other's movements, watching each other's backs. How long has it been? 8 months? 9? Since we had this freedom? It's not exactly the same, given all that's happened and the trackers on our ankles, and the fact that I have to rest so often, but it's about as close to happiness as I think I can currently get. Now we see that when Katniss is in the woods with Gale, she feels more of a sense of freedom and a sense of choices. We see this again in the Capitol as well when she's in battle. Boggs, who's sort of in charge of her squad, Squad 451, dies in the Capitol. When this happens, no one knows what to do, and Katniss takes charge. I'm on a special mission for President Coin. I think Boggs was the only one who knew about it. This in no way convinces Jackson. To do what? Why not tell them the truth? It's as plausible as anything I'll come up with, but it must seem like a real mission, not revenge. To assassinate President Snow before the loss of life from this war makes our population unsustainable. She stretches the truth a little here, but once someone who was in control of her is no longer here, she immediately takes responsibility for everyone in her squad and changes the mission around so they're now setting out to kill President Snow. This is the way Katniss is right up until the end. When she's under the eye of someone else or being constantly taken care of, like in the hospital, she doesn't quite know what to do, and she doesn't quite know how to react. When she's on her own and responsible for the one she cares about, she feels a lot better and much more in control. This all goes back to the theme of forced maturity. How Katniss was forced into maturity at a very young age to take care of her mother and her sister Prim. So, Sam, I will see you on Monday. I hope you liked my little Mockingjay video. Miss Valorand, I hope you liked it too. Goodbye. Now, one boy and one girl are chosen from each district and are given loads of publicity, and then are thrown into an arena with the... ruining my shoot!